Good morning. Welcome to the University of Massachusetts, Boston. My name is John Drew, and I'm the Director in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. I am honored to be sharing this day with so many parents, guests, and future UMass Boston students. For months, we have pored over your application materials, reviewed your academic credentials, discovered who you are by reading your college essay, and spoken with you on the phone and on campus during early college search visits. But today's event is different. Today we celebrate your accomplishments and we welcome you to our community. We are pleased once again this year to have experienced an increase in applications and an increase in registered guests for today's program. It is clear to us that the strength of our academic programs, the diversity of our student body, and the excitement of being Boston's only public university continues to attract great attention. Today's program has been designed to showcase our campus and give you a glimpse of what it means to be a member of this community. We hope when you leave today, you will better understand the opportunities that await you and feel confident about your decision to join us this fall. But to truly understand what it means to be part of our community, you need to hear from our students. So please join me in welcoming Brianna Marie Reyes, a freshman at UMass Boston.
Good morning. My name is Brianna Marie Reyes, and I'm a freshman majoring in history and archaeology with a minor in classical languages. If you recognize me or my voice, it's probably because I gave you a campus tour or called to invite you to today's program, or you probably just saw me running around campus. I kind of do that a lot. I'm so happy to see that so many of you decided to attend today. I remember the anxiety and excitement surrounding the college search process. And I hesitate to say my anxiety continued until I was able to join the community and make connections to the great opportunities UMass Boston provides. As a member of the honors program, I had the opportunity to participate in a retreat on Thompson Island the week before the semester began. It was really a neat little weekend where we got to know other honors freshmen and participate in different mini challenges. I mean, we did everything from learning how to salsa, to watching and discussing a film, to doing these giant outdoor adventure obstacle courses. We were placed in situations day after day where we had to turn to one another and look for support, and in turn built truly fantastic friendships. I think probably one of my fondest memories was when our team was climbing the Giant's Ladder, and step after step we were just pulling each other up and making our way along. You start at the bottom as a group of unacquainted honors students, and by the time you come down, after pushing each other and climbing over one another, we were friends. From this one weekend alone, I had made best friends who stand by me to this very day. At the beginning of my first year, I dove right into a full schedule balancing classes, a campus job, tutoring other students in Latin, and being involved with the Freshman Leadership Institute. I am happy to report that I ended my first college semester with a 4.0. Thank you. This spring semester, I took advantage of another great UMass Boston experience. I chose to be part of the Alternative Spring Break program. At first, I wasn't sure I was going to go, but with the urging of my peer mentor, Joanne, I decided I'd try it out. I will never be able to thank her enough for convincing me to go. Along with 9 other UMass Boston students, I traveled to Houston, Texas to work with the North Harris County Habitat for Humanity. I promise you, it was the most touching experience I have ever had in my life. I went down there hoping to maybe catch some sun, probably help with some painting, a little bit of nailing here and there, but nothing really serious. On the first day of our build day, within 2 hours of us being there, my now really good friend Christy and I were sitting on top of an unfinished roof with a nail gun in hand, completing the decking. Within 3 days, we witnessed ourselves not only building a roof through decking and asphalt paper and shingles, but also through our own personal growth. I went from inching along the middle of the roof on my butt to nailing asphalt paper on the edge and dangling my feet off the roof. Meanwhile, the other girls, we were all girls, were building kitchens and putting up walls of a house aside soon-to-be house owners. I will never forget this trip. The people I worked with, the roof I built, or the very beautiful UMass Boston ladies I traveled with and became lifelong friends with. These are the kind of opportunities I don't think I could find anywhere else. Over the course of my first year, I have established a network of relationships with peers, faculty, and staff who have encouraged and supported me. And now I get to encourage you. Take advantage of everything this campus has to offer. Try things you never thought you would try. Learn for yourself what it means to be a UMass Boston beacon. I would now like to introduce you to our wonderful Chancellor. Dr. J. Keith Motley is the 8th Chancellor of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. He took over the role in July of 2007. Prior to Dr. Motley's appointment as Chancellor, he worked in higher education administration for many years, serving as Vice President for Business, Marketing, and Public Affairs at the University of Massachusetts President's Office, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs on this campus, and Dean of Student Services at Northeastern University, among other positions. Dr. Motley also serves on numerous boards for local and national organizations, including Kearney Hospital, the United Way of Massachusetts Bay, and Roxbury Preparatory Charter School, which he also helped to found. As Chancellor, Dr. Motley is guiding our university through some significant and exciting changes as we work to improve our physical spaces, attract even more amazing students and faculty, increase student access and engagement, and forge closer bonds with our community. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished Chancellor, Dr. J. Keith Motley.
So proud of you. Good morning. Hold up for a minute. Where are you going? How can you not get as excited as I am to walk in this room this morning and have a freshman speaking to those of you that are getting ready to come to this institution and or go out into higher education somewhere else? We help us here. But at this university, one of the values is to have someone who's just got here, who's committed, who has a 4.0 grade point average. You should have clapped louder for that. You know, we talk about this community and we sort of own students once they got here, they come here, so your scholar is someone that we're going to be very proud of, but now I have someone else that I'm going to continuously brag about as if she was my own, walking around this campus, and so I'm so grateful. Let's give her another round of applause. So, Brianna, thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you for welcoming everyone. Give her one more round of applause. I love it. Good morning. So good morning over here. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now, they put me on a small stage because they know if they were to give me any more room, I would be all over the place trying to talk to you. You'd be up here most of the morning. I'd be hanging out with you. I'd be cheering you on and all that stuff all day. But they knew better than that. They put me on this small stage. They put the steps. In fact, they may even try to take them away, hoping that I don't try to jump down or something. But the reality is we're so glad to see you. There are so many people here this morning that we want to make sure that every seat in this room is taken. Oh, you couldn't hear me? Oh, see, they want me to stay in front of the mic because there are so many people that wave. Everybody wave for me a little bit. Just put up your hand and wave. You're waving to all the other people that are somewhere else on campus watching this event. They couldn't come in the room, but I see about 10 seats. And I promise to stay here if you fill up those seats with individuals who might be trying to sit down right now. And then I'll stay stationary for all of you as we do that. But welcome to students, families, and friends. Thank you all for coming here this morning. I'm so glad that I had an opportunity to be here to watch 8 Acapella. Now, let me tell you something about 8 Acapella. They just got started on this campus. And I saw the name 8 Acapella, and I counted to 10 when they came out. I know you did too. But that's how our young people are today. You know that. 8 Acapella, 10 people in the group. It can be whatever it wants to be. And I'm so glad. I'm also so glad I have some place to share this deep bass voice that I use in the shower every morning. Now on campus, I'm going to go looking for 8 Acapella so I can be a part of that. I'm so proud when I see our students using their initiative to do something as wonderful as wanting to bring that kind of spirit to this campus. Everywhere I go in the country, there's an a cappella group. And so now we finally have ours, and I'm so grateful for that. You're here this morning because you have been accepted to the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Please do not take that lightly, because we don't. Welcome to this university, one that we're all so proud of, one that we all work hard every day to improve, and one that we hope that your presence, if you choose to come to this institution, will help us in that mission of changing lives in ways that are going out and going forward to change the world. Now, you may not know exactly where you'll end up yet. I know some of you are making choices. I love the fact, though, that you're here and that you will have an opportunity to look around this beautiful campus out here on this peninsula with all of these vistas and all this wonderful water and ocean so that you can see what we have the pleasure of seeing every day. You've made it this far, and you have my congratulations and all of our congratulations this morning. That's the first thing we want to start out doing, is congratulating you. Represented in those letters of acceptance are the hard work and also the sacrifices that each of you that are coming here to be students have made along the way. This access to opportunities at all of the institutions you've been accepted at is not taken lightly. We know that you had to work hard in order to walk into this room and to give some thought about what your future may be. You've done what we call the heavy lifting. And you did it so that you could get into college, and now it's time to relax a little bit, or so you thought. This is a wonderful time in your life. If you're here this morning, you've been accepted to the university, stand up so I can see you, and let's give them a round of applause. Yeah, I'm taking inventory. I see your faces. So when you see me, I know, don't try to hide. I see you already. So when you see me and others walking around campus that you meet, and we walk up to you and we say, hello, how are you? Don't just give us this, I know parents. I have 2 of them right over there, 14 and 11. Those 2 are with me today along with my wife. And this morning getting them up was, But then they found out where they were coming, and they got excited because they think they're at a university already. Because every time they come here, it's an unbelievable experience for them. So congratulations to each one of you. I also want to say that when I was downstairs a little bit earlier, I met a student who is coming into our honors program, Joanna Cronin, and she gave me this unbelievable CD. I was going to say record. See, they don't even get the joke, but some of you that are my vintage, you get it. So I was stuttering for a minute. CD of her music, and I'm so grateful. Where are you? Stand up so I can see you. I know, I did it to you. Thank you. That's the kind of creativity that is expected here, no matter what your discipline is. We reach beyond those walls, and we get involved with each other in ways that I hope will be the kind of experience that will yield the kind of experience that will make a difference in your lives. Parents and family members, thank you for coming here. Friends, mentors, loved ones, thank you for being here as well. You've been pushing, and you've been encouraging, and you've been cheerleading, and you've been backseat driving, and you've been nagging. Yeah, I heard about some of you. Nagging, in a good way, of course. And all that's been necessary for setting a good example for what it means to do what you needed to do to be here. You've been teachers, and you've been coaches. You've been therapists, and you've been drill sergeants. You have worked and worked and worked and worked and worked to get your point across. I know. You can laugh now. Don't hold it in. You haven't got them out the house yet. You're supposed to let it go a little bit now. Just exhale a little bit. Don't let them know the fun we're going to have working together to get them through the next phase. Okay? So, but you've worked. And now look at us. Here we are today at a decision point, one that I hope will end up at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, but also one that I know is so transforming. Higher education is a wonderful experience. You're going to be tired of all of your elders that tell you it's one of the best periods of your life. Well, here you hear it again from yours truly. I wouldn't want to have some of the circumstances that I had to go through in college, you know, sometimes figuring out what you're going to eat late night when you're hungry and those kinds of things. But I would take back some of those days and those experiences and the learning that happened there. I still carry with me one of my faculty members, Dr. Irene Nichols, who taught me as a freshman to move from the back of the classroom to the front of the classroom, and that you're going to do what I know you're capable of. And without her, and she's also a graduate of this institution. I didn't even know that at the time, but that's how life circles back to help you. Here it was all those years ago. Well, not so many years ago, but kind of, sort of a long time ago. And she was there to help yours truly understand what we are going to continue to put into your head every day, that you individually can make a difference, but you collectively can do unbelievable things. And that's why we're so proud of you. So friends and mentors and parents and loved ones, thank you for setting that example. You've done what you need to do. Now that young person in or other, because one of the beautiful things about this institution is that our students go across generations. Some are not just out of high school coming here. Some are a little older. And then some are a little older than that. And then some are a little older than that. But they're here at this institution wanting to learn, wanting to contribute, and we're so glad. So let's give a hand for all those friends and mentors and all who've done that here today. So let me just tell you, I know this is a big decision day for you, but it's also a day that you should use to learn as much as you can about this university while you're here on campus. Do not waste your day. There are people around here, they have name tags on. Some of them are walking around and they're going to be pointing you in other directions. Get to know that individual. There are students everywhere. If you don't want to take the opportunity to talk to a faculty or staff member, all of whom are qualified to tell you what you need to know about this institution and prepared to give you the time necessary to learn what you need to learn, Please talk to our students. They are everywhere. I'm proud of them. They're willing to talk to you about their experience, knowing that yours may be a little different, but also knowing that at the center of that experience is where they exist. There's nothing that we do on this campus that we do not place our students in the center first. That grounds us even when we have differences as adults and or leaders on this campus. We center it in our students. And that's why it's so important for us to have a day like today where we welcome you to this culture, to this environment, to this University of Massachusetts, Boston, out here on this beautiful peninsula, waiting with open arms for you. Yeah, we're waiting. We've been waiting for a while now. And you say, well, how could that be, Chancellor? Because all of those transformational values that were being instilled in you for most of your life by a whole lot of wonderful people connect so well with what we're trying to do and what we're doing here every day. And I hope that if you don't discover anything else about today, that you discover that. And so, it's a day where you can learn as much as you want to know about the classroom. You will get through some of the myths. Oh, if we go to the University of Massachusetts, Boston, there's no place to live out there. Well, that myth will be dispelled for you today. Oh, if I go to the University of Massachusetts, Boston, are the faculty members going to teach me who happen to have PhDs and tenured at my freshman level? That will be dispelled for you today. All of the things that you think, get those questions answered or you will have wasted your day. Do not waste your day because you're wasting part of your life. Your life is precious. Other lives are precious. Don't waste the time of your parents or guardians or teacher or mentor or friends if you can't ask the questions that you need to settle today. Take the time to do that. Get to know about the clubs, the organizations, and all the things that exist here on this campus so that when you sit at home making your decision and you make that grand announcement and it ends up at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, as I'm sure it will, yeah, that you understand why you made that choice. See, you're not the only one that had to make choices. About 10 years ago, I was at another university and I wasn't feeling so good about my work every day. And there was a notion that I would never leave that other institution because I loved it. I never thought I could find another place that I could give my heart to. So I took the same chance that you took. I came over here on the trolley and then the red line because I wanted to see what it was like for someone who just showed up every day to this institution. The first thing I did was get on the bus from JFK and I rode around and I didn't even know how beautiful it was here. So I was stunned by that. Then as I walked around the campus, people wanted to know, well, can I help you? I said, what? Help me what? And like, leave? No, where are you going? Or, can I take you there? And someone walked me over to the Quinn building, got me up to the 3rd floor, and the rest is history. Then I began to get into the culture. Some of you were at the honors breakfast this morning, and you heard Rajani talk about, it's about a 2-week period where your arrogance starts to catch up to you and the rest of it starts going out the door. I was very arrogant. I knew everything. There was nothing you could tell me about what this experience was going to be because I knew already because I heard it out in the streets. Like some of you hear it in class every day or in your school. Oh, why are you considering the University of Massachusetts, Boston? I heard that. Then what happened was my colleagues started to visit. And they started to see why I wanted to be here. And I wish for you nothing short of that experience yourself, that you will see what caught me up in this thing called the University of Massachusetts, Boston. And I could not turn my back on that. As much as I tried, I couldn't. I'm a little guy that came up here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who has never even thought of himself as part of Boston's culture. It wasn't until I came to this institution that I realized that most of my life had been spent in Boston. And as a result of that, I determined that this would be my home. And so, whatever the mechanism for you, whatever it is that you need to do to make the right choice, take your time to get to know this culture. And even if you take a choice that doesn't allow you to end up in this space, know you're always welcome here. We're we're the only public research university in this city. The only one. So when you come home, this is your university. So whether it's for undergraduate school or graduate school, or one of our professional schools, or for one of the many master's degrees that we have here, or just to come and hang out. Because this place is going to become the destination point in the city of Boston for people, because we're transforming it physically in a way that will finally catch up to the culture that's prevalent here every day. See, there's a beautiful excellence that exists with the faculty, staff, and students that work here. But this building represents what used to be a standard of excellence. What the new standard is even beyond my imagination. But it's coming starting April 8th. First building in tribute to Senator Edward Kennedy will go up, and I know you've seen the master plan in front of you. Then June 8th, second building, integrated science building. I could talk about these buildings to you because you're going to live through it. You're going to have mud all over your shoes. You're going to be riding around and parking might change the day you thought it wasn't going to change. Because the transformation of this campus is going to be at a place where you're going to really see it happen over the next 3 years of your existence here. And so we're so grateful for that. So you ask yourself, do I belong here? I can't answer that for you, but I hope, as I mentioned, you will know that at the end of the day, you have made the right choice. You see, when it's time to make that choice, I want you to dig so deep inside yourself. I want you to smile because your heart is singing so much that you've chosen a place where you feel comfortable, where you know it can make a difference. I wish for you a place where diversity, not just in color or creed, but of thought and of ideas becomes so important to you that it just burns your soul. And I also wish for you a space where you're so proud to be, that you see the skin tones and the accents and the religions and the opinions that make Boston such a wonderful place around you every day. I wish for you a place where it would be more diverse than any other experience that you could have in New England or beyond. I wish you a place where close to 16,000 students are from as close as Savin Hill in Sri Lanka, all in one environment, waiting to embrace you when you walk into the classroom with them, representing over 140 countries in 90 different languages. But one central language is that you are important, student. You are just like me, student. We're going to do that together, student. And when I get into a classroom where faculty members understand that I and you teach and learn from each other, and the pedestals are lowered, then I wish that for you, and I know that place is here at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. I wish you a place where world-class faculty understand your importance, and you understand that when you walk into that classroom, you can end up being on research teams with the same people that you've been reading about most of your lives in your discipline. Or you could be on teams where you can make a difference. And the first time you discover that thing in you that lights up, that really makes you know what you want to do. See, it was when I got to college, I have not always been the chancellor. Some people walk up to me as if I've been chancellor all my life and that I have no other experience and that I don't know what it is to be like you. See, I know what it is to make a choice. Like this one, I've been through that. We all know, or we've been through your experience. It amazes me sometimes when I'm in the store and I encounter one of my students and I'm buying groceries. And they say to me, "Chancellor, you're in here shopping?" And I'm like, "I gotta eat." Now, I don't want you to see what's in my cart. I'm trying to hide some of that. The Kit Kats and other stuff I like to hide. And I'll hide it and put my apples and lettuce up, as many of my colleagues here know. "Oh, you eat a whole lot of fruit." Yeah, until I go to my office. But I'm trying, sweetie. Oh, she's here. I forgot she was here. She's usually right down front looking at me. I forgot. Could we take that off the tape? Oh, sorry, sweetie. But listen, I get so fired up about you, I even say things I wouldn't say in front of my wife, which is a good thing. So listen, last year one of our students told the Princeton Review that the University of Massachusetts Boston professors will blow your mind with their intensity, their passion, and commitment to our success. I can't think of a better thing to hear from a student about my colleagues. And quiet as it's kept, while I may only teach in a little window from June, all of the month of June, I'm in that classroom as well. And I strive every time I'm in that classroom to be like them. And so to hear that from a student, and I'll add, they'll also blow your mind with their expertise in their subject matter, their dedication to making this university stand out, and their constant motivation to change the world for a better place. If location is important to you, as it is to me, then know you're out here on this peninsula with unbelievable other opportunities. The John F. Kennedy Library, the Massachusetts Archives that has the Commonwealth Museum in it, the Boston Globe is across the street. If you're hungry, Shaw's is down the street. But the reality is there's no place like being out here in this city right now. And we're so grateful that everyone is finally catching up to that. Catching up to the point where every day, as was mentioned, the tours are getting bigger. People are discovering that what we already knew here on the university property, that this place is somewhere special. Our location and our connection mean we have business majors interning at high-profile startups downtown, as well as environmental science students sampling the waters in the Neponset River. We also have English majors studying rare manuscripts at the Boston Public Library. And we have nursing students everywhere, checking on patients for heart disease in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, and beyond. And we're so grateful for that. I could go on and on and on about the students that we have here. The city of Boston and its neighbors provide our students with thousands of opportunities for learning and growth and hands-on experience. And that hands-on experience makes a difference. For us, with that hands-on experience, when I was at the other place that I was educated, that I worked for 2 college presidents, and I saw their work, and I said, you know what? I can do that. Is that what they do? Please. I can do that. When so many people told me no. And some of those same people that told me no work for me now. How rewarding and refreshing. Because they were talented, they just were never exposed. They couldn't believe in their wildest imagination, I couldn't believe it either, that some used to be 6'7.5" student athlete from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from a single parent family, who was the president of his fraternity, president of his student body, president of his basketball team, would ever have it in him to be a college president or chancellor. But then there was Dr. Nichols. And I wish for you that balance. For everybody who tells you that you can't do what you're dreaming to become today, come sit down with us for a while so we can tell you that it's possible. But then secondly, for all those that tell you that it's not possible, I hope for you thousands that tell you that it is. And I hope that you listen to some of the remnants of what those people that are the naysayers have for you, and that those other people in your lives, you listen to what, and at the middle somewhere, you come together with all of what you need to make a difference. There's a quality in you that connects to the quality that's here at this university, the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Dig for it as we dig for it every day. It's attractive. It's like a magnet. We sort of, group together. I saw you in the hall. That's why I was bumping into so many of you. We were magnets coming together in a certain mission for this institution. You were wondering who I was, some of you, when you saw me by the elevator. Who's that guy? Is he security? I know. It happens to me all the time. Is he security? No, he's the chancellor. And proud to be. Just as I hope you will be proud as you make your choice of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Not because the chancellor came into the ballroom and made a speech or made you laugh, but because when you look deep inside of us, you found students that were just as passionate as you, staff that were willing to assist beyond anything that you've seen in terms of that boundary that sometimes is put in place. Faculty members that are just wanting to impart knowledge to you so you can go out and make a difference in the world. And finally, organizations and opportunity to develop and work together and do things now that you may have to do later in your communities. And at the end of the day, that you go back and give back to that next generation of learners in a way that just changes the world. So, take my advice, go out today, have a good day, ask the questions. There's no such thing as a question that's not so smart. The only not so smart thing to do would be to go home having not asked that question. There's no such thing as, it's getting a little late, I don't want to walk over there. Well, guess what? To come back another day and try it would be a problem for you, because you'd have to get in a longer line of people on those days. So do it today. You're here. Take advantage of the day. I wish you nothing but success. And I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to meet you and be with you today. And I'm going to leave this stage so that the real people can come up here and tell you what you're supposed to do next. Because as I said earlier, I am noted for sending people the wrong place. Supposed to be on the 3rd floor, I say 2nd floor. Getting you to know that UL means like the lobby and things like that, okay? But I'm so honored that you took the time out of your lives to be with us today. Thank you so much, and I look forward to meeting and greeting all of you. Thank you.